People often ask me, what is dog theory? With the release of Chapter 3 very soon, I figured I would explain this theory to make it more clear. It is a known fact that Deltarune only has one dog in it, while Undertale, the previous game, had at least 7. For many years, fans often theorized why there were so few dogs in the new game. The common fan theory was due to hardware limitations on the Nintendo Switch. However, previous iterations of Undertale on the PS Vita and Nintendo Switch had at least 7 dogs. We can write off the PS Vita being stronger because Sega do what Nintendo don't, but how did the Underswap team get 7 dogs running on this piece of shit hardware? In an interview with Toby Dog, he said, "We don't really know how we did it, honestly." Many fans were quick to accept this interview as fact, but those on Reddit believe something more sinister was happening behind the scenes. They don't believe James Roach would just do something like this on accident. They believe the amount of dogs was a hint to something greater. Thus, dog theory was born. But many fans weren't convinced. There were quite a few skeptics on Reddit who were quick to refute this theory, but there was a much louder vocal minority who were ready to defend this theory to their dying breath. The top commenter on the Undertale subreddit was quick to say,
"Lol, imagine not believing in dog theory. It's the most obvious thing in Undertale if you have a single functioning brain cell. The evidence is right there. Every major event ties back to dogs, but you sheep refuse to see it. Toby Fox basically spelled it out, but I guess you need a 10-hour MatPat video to understand basic subtext. I swear to God, you kids have zero media literacy."
That was when data miners began to dig into the game, and what they found was disturbing. A secret, hidden within the game files, unused dialogue, scrapped songs, and even an entire cutscene. For years, these secrets went unknown, their connection to the main story of Undertale unclear. But now, with the added context of Deltarune, these secrets have been revealed. What you're about to see is a real, scrapped cutscene from Undertale. Viewer discretion is advised, as it is disturbing. When I first saw this cutscene, I was disturbed. You wouldn't assume the normally silly and goofy Undertale to have a cutscene like this in the game. What makes it more unsettling is that it's characters you know. After I saw this, I immediately contacted an insider source on the Deltarune development team who wishes to remain anonymous. And what he had to say shook me to my core.
One day when we went into the office, Toby was already in there, he was hunched over at the computer, mumbling to himself. When we went to get a bit closer, he was saying something about dogs and cabbages. It was honestly really scary. When we tried to pull him away from the computer, he scratched at us and he ended up cutting someone's eye out. It was honestly really scary.
Fans were quick to notice that Fred seemed to be leaving hints about dog theory all over his social media. What was he trying to say? It was obvious it was something about dogs. Even if you don't believe this evidence adds up, there's verifiable proof that dog theory traces back all the way to 2017. A comment on an Imgur post about the fun value in Undertale by Total Freaky Guy reads,
"I changed the fun value and I read the histida 60. Now all I can see is a giant annoying dog."
It was at this point that I've decided I've seen enough. But this rabbit hole goes so much deeper than this. This video only documents what I've found, but I know Andrew Hussey is hiding more. Consider this a call to arms, but be warned, only look into dog theory at your own risk. What you may find is disturbing.